What's up, all you crazy crypto kittens out there? This is Nick from the Crypto Cat, where we focus on easy passive income sources so that you can live the life that you want to. Right. With that tongue twister out of the way, we're going to focus on the drip garden today. And I'm guessing most of you are saying, Nick, why in the hell are you focusing on the drip garden now when the piggy bank just launched 2 friggin' days ago, and that's all the rage? And that's where everybody should be directing their attention. Why would you be going at the drip garden right now? Well, for one, I've been promising to make a video on the drip garden since forever, and I apologize for that. But for two, drip is going to be making a rebound very shortly, and because the drip garden is linked directly to the drip price, whereas the piggy bank is linked directly to the pig price, that increase in the drip price is going to launch those of us that are in the garden some serious profits. So that's why I wanted to make this video now, because I think we're at a potential launching point for drip and the drip garden to make a serious rebound. And those of you that have been following, of course, know that we've been suffering, but we have been holding above 15 very well. And I don't really expect it to go much lower. You know, other cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin has been suffering a hell of a lot. It's starting to rebound a little bit. We're up, Bitcoin's up 0.8% to the day as I'm looking at it right now. We've got a share of other things that are red, some are green a little bit, but regardless, drip is in a low right now, and this has all been gone over. You know, this has largely been due to not only the cryptocurrency market as a whole, but to the piggy bank being paused for 8 weeks. You know, and all the farms and pools have been paused with that. So the whole drip ecosystem has just been kind of on a slow halt grind, tough road basically for the last couple months. So the reason I wanted to make this video now for the drip garden is that Forex has said that within the next couple weeks, he's planning to launch the new drip faucet website, as well as doing the dog token contract crediting, and get all of that back underway, so that, you know, once this whole ecosystem is running again, I highly expect that the drip token price in the drip garden and everything else is going to start pumping quite considerably. And again, this is not financial advice. Do your own research, all that jazz. This is only for entertainment purposes and educational purposes, rather. But I fully expect that we're going to see a turnaround of the drip price, and with that, some additional attention is going to get focused back into the garden. So that's why I wanted to make this video now, because I think it might be a decent time to get into it if you're not already. Maybe if you are in it right now, you might want to think about increasing your position a little bit, because as the drip price goes up, the LP price goes up with it. And additionally, you know, if the contract balance goes up and the drip price goes up, we will get more LP for our plants every day, which will turn around this the total daily value here. So, and this is what I have right now, not my total daily. So that's why I'm doing this video right now, and I'm going to try to go through it as quick as I can. I already did this video once, and it came out to be 30 minutes, and I know that nobody is going to watch a 30-minute video, no matter how informative it is. So I'm going to try to keep this quick and maybe keep some of the minute details to another video. You guys let me know in the comments below if you like this video, if it's helpful to you, if you want to know more, what questions do you have, all of that jazz. But I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as possible, so bear with me. Here we go. All right, so the drip BUSD garden is a miner system, much like the piggy bank, and I will note this right now. The piggy bank and the drip garden are very similar. A lot of what I'm going to say right now is going to be applicable to one or the other because they're very similar systems. The piggy bank just adds time locks and some other little things to the miner system, but they're both miners. So a lot of things are going to be applicable. So take that into effect when we talk about these. All right. So the drip BUSD garden is a miner system, but Forex has improved it so that it's more fair to everybody. And the way that is that with the other miners that have been out in the past, the developers and their close friends would basically grab all of the liquidity of the contract, either before the contract went live or just as it went live, and they would then withdraw, all of their profits and make a shitload of money within the first couple of days. Whereas everybody else that bought in after them, don't hold enough of the contract to get paid out. So what Forex did is basically reinvented the system and added a time multiplier to it, so that the guys that bought in at the start are still going to get a decent position, but then as time goes on, there's a 0.1% per day increase to your buying power. And so as time goes on, you'll still get a fair amount of plants or miners no matter when you buy in, so that nobody is going to get totally screwed here. So how it works is, if you want to get started into the drip garden, you're going to go to the drip liberation contract. You're going to put in BUSD or BNB and put your amount in here, and then click on supply. You're going to want to do it here, even though you can do this in PancakeSwap. But if you do it here, you won't get your 10% tax on when it buys the drip token. It's going to be tax free, which means you absolutely have to do it here if you're smart with your money. So once you have your drip BUSD LP tokens, you're going to go back to the garden you can use my link down in the description below, and and then you're going to go down here and put in the amount of LP. You're just going to click max, really, and then click buy plants. Once you have your plants, you get your plants times 3.3% amount of seeds per day. Now those seeds, do I still have it in my spreadsheet? No, I don't. So there's a set amount of seeds per plant. It's like a couple 100,000 or 2.5 million or something like that. Seeds per plant that will be made. But basically, if you have 1,000 plants, it's going to make 1,000 times 3.3% number of seeds per day. At that point, doesn't matter how many days that you do or how often that you do it, but you can come down here and you can compound those seeds to buy more plants, or you can harvest those seeds for the LP, which then you can turn around and break up and sell, or you can take these BUSD LP tokens, and once the farm is reopened, you can put them into the farm here, basically tax-free. I think it was 1% is sent to the faucet, but you can earn like 170%, I think it was, APR, and earn pigs off of your rewards from the drip garden. So you can do those two things. You can, when you harvest your seeds, you'll get LP. So if I were to hit harvest right now, I would get 1.442 LP, which is equal to about $21. And I can choose to split that up, which would give me a little bit of drip token and a little bit of BUSD. Or I can take those LP directly over to the farm if this were live at the moment, which it's not. But if it were live, I could post them in here, and that's what I did. I took almost a week's worth of profits from the drip garden and directly moved it into here when this animal farm launched, so that I could have some easy capital to earn me some pigs. So I have a whole bunch of drip BUSD just waiting for this farm to relaunch and make me some more money. So that's where the drip garden comes in. Now, so that's the very, very basics of how this works, okay? You put in the drip BUSD LP. At the point that you deposit the LP, they are gone, they're burned, you cannot get them back. The only way you get them back is through harvesting whatever is generated per day. Now, the amount of LP that you get per day is relative to your share of the contract. So the 19,980 is equivalent to X amount of LP, and that's basically my share of the full contract here. And my goal is, everyone's goal in this miner game is to increase your share of the contract so that you get paid out more. If you can increase your share, your daily amount will go up. But you have an enemy fighting against you, and that enemy is decay. So the plants have a decay built into them, and that means that the amount of seeds that it generates goes down every day. And it's kind of hard to say. So the seeds that's generated is a static 3.3%, but the amount of LP that those seeds actually turn into is suffered by decay rate. So if you go over to this drip tool here and go to this one right here, so this shows basically the decay rate of the seeds to the LPs. So at the beginning, the 2.59 million, which is one plant, this is seeds to plant, would earn you 0.122 LP, whereas now it earns you 0.009 LP. So you get much less LP per plant, which is why the game is to compound more than you harvest. And I ran across a funny comment in a YouTube video a couple months ago that kind of puts it in a unique perspective. So I'm going to kind of ad-lib it here for you really quick. And it's basically this, that think of the plant decay rate as the Terminator. The Terminator is always coming after you. He always knows where you are, but he's always coming after you. And he's always running at a static 3% a day. And your goal is to run faster than him. By default, you run maybe 0.05% or whatever faster than him, just a little bit. If you're running at full tilt, you're running faster than him. But you have to gain enough distance from him that you can stop, maybe once a week and take a quick break, get something to eat, and harvest a little bit of money. And you want to harvest that money so that you can return on investment and hopefully make a profit. But then you have to get back right up to your feet and start running again. So the game is really just compounding and having a responsible harvesting policy for yourself that you can keep ahead of that decay rate. The problem is really knowing what that decay rate is, because some days it's more than others, and that depends largely on the drip price and on the trend for the contract balance and a couple of other factors. This analytics site is something that somebody put together, and it basically reads the blockchain, puts a bunch of statistics up for you, and it kind of shows you kind of what's going on with the whole drip garden as a whole, and with your own LP production. You can see this is my LP production over time. You can see that this was one big harvest that I did. This was a rather irresponsible harvest because you tend to do better if you harvest like a half a day to 1 day profit at a time. But at the time when I did this, I didn't know that because this was kind of a new system. So what I did is I let it accumulate for 5 or 6 days, and this is when the animal farm launched. And then this was another couple of withdrawals that I did for the Animal Farm V2, RV2 or whatever it was. So I've taken out a couple of big ones, and it really affected my daily output. But you see that you can increase your daily LP, but a lot of that is based on the drip price and on the contract balance trend. So you can see that lately it's been very static, falling off very slightly, but it's been very static because I have not withdrawn. And I don't want to withdraw right now because it's just not worth it for the price that it is per LP. So I'm waiting for that to jump back up. But you can also see here the wallet LP positivity over time. So this is with my wallet only. It doesn't show like a general kind of a thing. I wish it would have like a statistic for a general decay rate. But you can see here that in the past we had -4, -3, -5.2. Basically, anytime that's over -3.3, then if you were to harvest, basically the Terminator would catch you and you're gonna suffer on your next daily income. So you're kind of waiting for these values to get closer to the line so that you have a little bit of a break between the Terminator and you, so that you can take excuse me, a little bit of profit. And these lines, big lines right here that you can see, coordinate with the graph up above, and that's when I did a big harvest for drip BUSD that I wanted to put into the animal farm itself. So that's just what that is. But this is kind of like an overall representation of how far ahead of the Terminator that you are, so that you can have an idea slightly as to maybe how much you can take a break and maybe grab some profits. So I wanted to go back here, and basically you can see that I'm at the current point, I'm earning about $82 a day, which is about 5.715 LPs. I'm making 666. Oh geez, I need to compound right away so I can get rid of that number. But I'm generating about 660 plants a day, which is a plant every 2 minutes. And that's about where I'm at now. So I started with only 235 plants. And to give you an idea how this I don't know what to call it, this buy trend here, how he changed the system to make it fair for everybody. So if I started off sending in 76 LP to the drip garden. This was back in December, and that made me 236 plants. Those 236 plants are now 20,000, but that's with the power of the 3.3% compounding just day after day. So I've multiplied the number of plants, but the amount of daily income that I'm getting out of it has gone way down, and that's partly because A, I've harvested some, and B, because of drip price has gone down, the contract balance has gone down. You can see that the contract balance is over here, and we've just been kind of suffering. The right around here is when the piggy bank has been paused. So this whole time it's just been on a steady decline because there's no function for the drip garden right now, other than if people wanted to take the LPs and split them up and put the drip into their faucet. But not a lot of people are doing that. So people are just kind of pulling out and either putting it into their faucet or just taking the money because they don't see the utility because the animal farm is paused right now. So at the peak, I was making over $300 a day. And you can see now I'm making only $80 a day, and like I said, a lot of that is due to the drip price. The contract balance has gone down. There's a couple other factors, but this is why I've been having to compound so that I can try to increase my position while while people are selling off. I'm trying to grab their position and increase my position in the contract so that when the drip price goes back up, and when animal farms get going again, that once this whole ecosystem is driving itself again, that this LP will be increased and my daily income will skyrocket. So that's, guys, why I wanted to make this video right now, because I think we're at a critical time where if you get in now and have a couple weeks of compounding to really build your position with the number of plants relative to everybody else that are kind of making their exit from the drip garden right now, I think they're going to regret it. And all of us that are in it right now and just doing a steady compound, trying to gain that position, or those of you that might want to start right now, are going to be in a really nice position to make some profit once the drips website is out and the partnerships are launched. The drip price is going to go back up. Once the farms and the pools and the whole ecosystem is running again, I think we should make some nice profit. And it is easily able to make an ROI. I've made well over 100% ROI in mine. Like I said, I pulled out almost a week's worth of LP and shoved them into the drip BUSD farm. And I've also pulled out 6 drip and $600 BUSD for other projects. Obviously the drip went into my faucet. But you can easily make ROI on this. Again, this is not financial advice. Do your own research, educational purposes only. But this is just kind of my experience from day one that I've been into the drip garden. I know a lot about it. I'm still trying to figure out some of the 3% math, but that's basically how it goes. So guys, if you have any questions, throw them in the comments below, or better yet, come on over to my Telegram group. The link is in the description. You can also go to my Connect page where we have a bunch of links ready for you to go, all for the animal farm, for the piggy bank, for the drip faucet, and for other passive income sources that I am active in, as well as there's a link down on the bottom for my Telegram group directly there. But we're growing a great community there of passive income, like-minded folk that just love to share our experiences of everything that we're invested in, and really just kind of have a fun time. So guys, if you have any questions, come on over to my Telegram group and give me a shout. I'll be happy to help you out, get started into the drip garden. But that's about it. I don't know if I went over, but if you want to get started, go. Yeah, I did say go to the drip liberation contract, get your drip BUSD LP, and then deposit them into the garden, buy your plants, and then you can go from there. You want to compound at least once a day, depending on the number of plants. Obviously it has to make it worth it for the gas fees. I'm doing it currently about twice a day, but you just want to kind of compound as much as you can to grab as much share of the contract as you can, so that when things get started again, we're in a good position. So that's about it, guys. I hope this has been helpful for you. If it's been helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and then click the bell notification so that you can be notified next time that I create a video. We will have a video coming out very shortly. Forex has been mentioning that he's going to be doing a very large announcement for the drip ecosystem sometime next week, probably Tuesday or Thursday. I'm guessing it's in regards to a drip partnership announcement, maybe with PancakeSwap, we don't know, but it should be an exciting announcement. So I will be having a video on that as soon as we find out what that is. So make sure you click that bell notification so you'll be notified when I release a video. Otherwise, come on over to our Telegram group and ask any questions, introduce yourself, let us know what you're invested in and how you're doing with those. And until next time, we'll see you next time. Don't forget that when we use the crypto